You know, we've been caught in a spiritual battle. Our minds have been programmed. Plus, with all the drugs in our bodies, we're killing ourselves, and people are making billions of dollars off of the drugs and whatever. But they're going to be held accountable to God. Same way as the stockholders making hundreds of millions of dollars, and all these nonprofits, you know, getting our hard-earned tax dollars and spending it like it was free money. It wasn't. That money's off of our blood, sweat, and tears. You know, we paid our taxes, but you have used all that money. This is your final go-around here, guys. We're not coming back. You've screwed up the earth so badly. You know, 40 more years, Florida's going to be underwater, at least the coastline, all the way up to New York and further. Climate change has to start right now, today. Put away your nuclear weapons. You know, let's all decide where we're going to lock them up. Then throw away the key. It's the only way this Earth's going to survive. And we don't want your nuclear waste in space either. You're going to die. Should that not be the most important subject on your mind? I've been teaching transformational learning for, I guess, 50 years now. And I'm giving my program away for free and teach you how to teach my program. I'm going to try and get all the books out. I'm suffering from a stroke. I've been misdiagnosed for 18 years. You know, I was making tons of money as a business consultant. I have been the only adjunct professor in the University of North Florida, senior associate, University of Central Florida, and FIU. Gave classes at the Coben Center there 20, 30 years ago. Oh, you know, you're on a mental plateau, and you've set your sights so low, and now with all the drugs in our bodies, we've all created habits of working. And, you know, what are you working for? You know, who told you you were a worker bee and you had to work? No, start looking at yourself as a queen bee. Okay, and figure out a way how to make money, how to open up your mind. There's so many businesses that have helped inmates start. Look at the videos on my website. I started a foundation 18 years ago, or 20 years ago. Yeah, I was living in a mansion, 7,200 square foot mansion on Lake Louisa in Clermont, Florida. And making an average of $38,000 a month. It was the largest home at the time in Lake County, I believe. And anyway, I had a heart attack and stroke, and lovely, beautiful wife that I'm still in love with, I think, told me if the house goes, she goes. And God went through our savings and whatever, and then found out that she had it planned with her girlfriends and had her own secret bank account and all this other stuff. But, you know, so people aren't really who they are. They say they are. But I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and Jesus Christ came and paid for his life. So you really need to owe him your life and look at yourself internally and see if you're serving the Lord or you're serving and building up your own kingdom. In order to build up the Lord's kingdom, you need to be waking yourselves up mentally. Stop all there's articles out there that fluoride calcifies our connection with God, the pineal gland. I mean, all this stuff's there, but you guys don't put it together because you're so programmed to only think about one thing only. In a call up to the White House Secret Service, you know, I wanted to report a threat to the White House water supply. They told me, I'm sorry, sir, handle counterfeit money, or you have to go to another department. People are programmed. This is not the military. You have your free spirit to do whatever you want. But man has set it up for years and years and years to control you. There's a book out called The Prince of Machiavelli. Up until 1952, the front cover said, How to Take Over a Country. The foreword, written by Dr. Grouse of Princeton University, said the same techniques Mussolini, Hitler, Stalin, and Lenin used are being used on the population today. And in the foreword in 1952, the Mentor Publishing Company, it goes on to say how he was mysteriously found dead the next day. I've been a cop. I've had an unbelievable life. Been a police officer in Hollywood, Florida, recruited by the FBI. And as a citizen, I was considered a resource person. Something's wrong with a supervisor or a person in an agency, they'll call me. And, I got a complete dossier of a terrorist. I was tracked for 10 years. And she was told that if she turns it in, she won't be able to get a job as a security guard in a mall. I found terrorists being trained by a retired brigadier general who served in Iraq. I mean, there's so many things I've been involved in. I had 3 attempts on my life. Oh my goodness, you have no idea. And an attempted kidnapping, by the way, this past July. I need help. Trying to, get my business back up, or at least give my business away to somebody. And, this government grants $750 per person trained in my 40-hour training program that I developed. Human resource managers come in the Friday afternoon. Whoever gets a certificate gets a job. It's a sales trainer. How to get into someone's head and change your thinking, basically. And because I've got a title of adjunct professor, oh, by the way, which I failed 4th grade and second to the bottom of my high school class, at least I graduated. But then again, I was working full-time at the Waldorf Astoria at the age of 15 years old to 17. And wound up being the relief assistant manager at the Waldorf, went through all their course training. It's fabulous, fabulous. Thank you, Mr. Hilton. He gave me an education that will go down in the history books. I met President Kennedy. I was first hired as a mail-in information messenger. I'd be, going up to the 17th floor and walking down all those stairs and delivering mail underneath the doors. Unbelievable. Then I wound up being assistant manager, security, a desk clerk. Then I wound up opening up the New York Hilton under the new computer program that couldn't check anybody out because the computers didn't work right. But that was a nightmare I lived through. But anyway, came down to Hollywood, became a cop in Hollywood. Joe Baum Realty, told me I'd be killed being a cop, go get my real estate license, which I did. And he said, take your dad along with you. And my dad wound up paying more in taxes than he used to make as a waiter. I got into the building business, wound up losing my shirt. Everyone came after the builder. My home was foreclosed, Pinellas County, Florida. And I had to go out and make $13,500, so I wound up getting a job at Ranchero Village on the Lakes in Largo and made $20 that month. Instead of waiting for customers to come in, I'm knocking on apartment doors. Would you like to have this house? It was a mobile home for the same price or cheaper than you're paying in rent. And look how much more spacious it is, and landscaping and all that taken care of for you. And it's a slam dunk deal. So I've been pre-selling Florida real estate for years and years and years. And I was one of the first builders in Coral Springs. Years ago, it was just an advertisement of the mother and daughter riding off on Sunset and come out to Coral Springs. It was a potato farm. I started selling pre-selling Margate Oriole Gardens Golf and Tennis Club. Sold 20 in a weekend, just myself. It's looking at things differently. Let's get out of the program that you're in and, see what the Lord wants you to do. Do you need all that billions of dollars or millions or hundreds of thousands? And people are starving in your cities? I'm asking the police officers that want to go through my chaplain training program. We'll train you for free. We'll also teach you, as you will be regular police officers, but afterward you'll have your white shirts with the Red Cross on it, and hopefully we'll get Ford Motor Company to donate a couple of police cars in white with Red Crosses. Have your name on it, Chaplain so-and-so. Okay, in addition to that, we'll teach you how to teach the training program. And we're asking you to go and start teaching at the local church or civic center or whatever. And, teach the program. You get, I was getting paid 10 years ago, $795 or $745 per person for a 40-hour program. So you could actually pay the homeless people to come in to the program. And if they show up, they're committed. They go through the program, they pass the final exam, and they got themselves a job, more than likely. But that's what's been in the past. But I've also had universities try to plagiarize or have plagiarized my program. And anyway, suffering a stroke. I'm in a nursing facility right now, rehab center. I have one lung. I told the Pueblo City Council in September 2017, I've got no problem selling 200 homes a month in Pueblo, turning it from a steel city into a tourist city. I said, but the problem is 1/3 of your police force is corrupt. A few weeks later, I wake up after having lunch downtown, I wake up in the hospital in splints. No one knows what happened. Crushed my neck, all, torn ligaments, rotor cuff, blah, 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 and blew out my neck. So the neck surgeon, it's like, well, you also have a stroke in your brain. He can't tell how old it was. So anyway, we need oversight, citizens oversight commissions on all aspects of government. And these government contractors should be making them 10% across the board. And, we need to be handling the contracts, not the contractor. I had an $18 million a year building business under a cost-plus plan. I got 10%. 18 million the first year is 1.8 million. That's plenty to live on or give away like I would do. I love you. I just want to keep this short, and I need help. Go to my website, call me, make a donation to the Principe Foundation. That would I'd really appreciate, because I've been taken advantage again. Came here and rented an apartment, first month security deposit or half security deposit, and anyway, the lady locks me in and demands I start paying her more money and this and that, and I've got audio tape, and someone else tried did steal my identity and try to get me committed. I mean, this is insanity. Either I'm insane or some of you are. prove that I'm crazy. How many people do you know that would still go into a builder today and guarantee them you should double their sales? And then Dr. Krant, University of South Florida, said that's too unbelievable. It's only guaranteed 25%. But you'll find out the average client increases sales 400%. So how to get into someone's brain and rewire them. That's what it is. And you wind up looking at yourself and learning some things that perhaps you didn't know. During the class, I hold up a hammer and ask people, what are the parts of the hammer? And they normally say, well, the claw, the handle, and head. Well, there's the azure eye, there's a wedge, there's a pole, and the face. So, you only know about 50% of the things that you've been programmed to know. Because we're so busy working that all these stockbrokers and people that have own the stock, they're killing us. And they're going to be held accountable. Ignorance of God's laws is not an excuse under the law. So that's why it says it's dangerous when you know something, because you want to get the word out. The things I teach have been called the missing link to education, and it's like, why? Yeah, it's called integrity. Old traditional values that we don't teach anymore. We don't even teach civics in our high schools or grammar schools. Or people don't know the power that they have. It's we the people. We the people. So let's come under one umbrella. Have someone start you sign up to something on my website. So I know you're behind me. And once we have, I don't know how many signatures we need to go before the Supreme Court, and we need to change some rules and regulations immediately. And if not, we're going to have to recall them as well. I mean, that's the power that we have if we unite together. And I say this in the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.